Most fishing boats do not fail from hard use, they fail from how they were built. A boat sitting in a saltwater slip right now, with clean gel coat, a fresh service sticker, and engine hours that look reasonable, can have a transom already absorbing water behind the laminate, a stringer system beginning to separate, and hardware corroding structural mounting points from the inside out. Nobody put that on the listing, nobody disclosed it at the dock. The difference between a hull still fully structural at 30 years and one that fell apart at 12 is not luck, not maintenance, and not price. It is a set of construction decisions made before that hull ever left the mold. There are exactly 7 fishing boat models that got every one of those decisions right and have the independent service records to back it up. Number 5 on this list is a model so deceptively simple that most people overlook it entirely. Number 1 has been used by the United States military, commercial operators, and blue water anglers on every ocean on the planet, and for every one of those users, the reason is the same construction. Every entry on this list earns its place. Here is exactly why. 3 things end most fishing boats early. Wood core rot, where one unsealed fastener hole lets water behind the laminate and destroys material you cannot see. Galvanic corrosion, where dissimilar metals in direct contact in salt water corrode structural mounting points from the inside out before anything shows on the surface. An installation failure, such as fish box drains that empty into the bilge, unsealed wiring, or hardware driven into substrates that cannot hold offshore load. These 3 compound each other. Every boat on this list was engineered to solve all 3. Starting with number 7. Number 7, Grady-White Canyon, 336. Grady-White has won every JD Power Marine study ever conducted and every consecutive National Marine Manufacturers Association Customer Satisfaction Index Award since the program launched in 2003. No other saltwater production builder has matched that record. The Canyon 336 is where that construction standard meets 36 feet of dedicated offshore capability. It sits on Grady-White's exclusive CV² hull, a variable deed-rise design that cuts cleanly forward and supports the hull aft, reducing slamming loads on the laminate over sustained offshore use. Composite transoms have been used since 2015 and composite stringers since 2016. No wood anywhere in the structural hull. The stringer grid is precision-patterned fiberglass bonded into the hull in the mold. Closed cell foam fills every below-deck void. All deck hardware is 316 stainless steel through-bolted at every penetration. Fish box drains run overboard. Independent marine surveyors have documented moisture readings consistently below 8% on Grady-White hulls after years in saltwater slips. 300 gallons of fuel capacity and a 42-gallon live well complete the package. Number 6, Contender 39. Contender Boats has built center consoles in Homestead, Florida since 1984 under continuous family ownership. Every hull is hand-laminated with biaxial and triaxial fiberglass cloth and vinyl ester resin throughout the full laminate, not just as a skin coat, but all the way through. Vinyl ester resists osmotic blistering at a significantly higher rate than polyester because its molecular structure blocks water absorption at the resin to glass interface. The stringer system is fiberglass composite with no wood. The hull bottom is solid fiberglass with no core material below the waterline, eliminating the delamination risk that cored hulls carry at every penetration point. The hull-to-deck joint is through-bolted every 6 inches with marine adhesive at the full perimeter. Sport Fishing magazine has documented that the Contender platform has been used to land more offshore world records than any other boat in its size class. That record exists because the hull can get to water that most production center consoles cannot safely reach. Number 5. Boston Whaler, Montauk 180. The Montauk has been in continuous production since 1973, one of the longest uninterrupted runs of any fishing boat model in American history. The construction has never changed, and that is the entire point. Unibond works like this. The hull and inner liner are laid up separately in fiberglass while both are still curing in their molds. The molds lock together, and liquid 2-part polyurethane foam is injected into the cavity between them. It expands under pressure, fills every void, chemically bonds both skins, and cures into a single unified structure. Boston Whaler's own documentation confirms the finished hull carries up to 2.5 times the flotation required by Coast Guard standards. No internal void space, no core material that absorbs water and delaminates. Impact loads distribute across the entire matrix instead of concentrating at joints. Original Montauk hulls from the 1970s are still surveying clean. The construction does not degrade. Number 4. Regulator 28. Regulator has built center consoles in Edenton, North Carolina since 1988. Every hull has been designed by naval architect Lou Codiga. The 28 is the model that cemented the brand's reputation among anglers who run hard in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic and report back honestly on what holds. The stringer is a single piece of molded fiberglass, no wood, no separate components, bonded to the hull under heavy weight with high-strength adhesive, and then the liner bonds to the combined assembly. Saltwater Sportsman's 2025 Boat Buyer's Guide confirmed 24 degrees of transom D-dries across the entire lineup. That geometry cuts into offshore chop instead of slamming across it, reducing repetitive stress on every laminate bond over decades of use. No wood in the structural hull. 316 stainless steel hardware is through-bolted at every penetration. The deck cap is secured with marine adhesive and fasteners every 6 inches. The platform that has kept 30-year-old Regulators surveying clean is built into this hull size, and it is a size more saltwater anglers can access. If you have made it this far, please subscribe. Number 3. Yellowfin 31. When the Yellowfin 31 appeared in 2000, it changed the offshore center console market immediately. Saltwater Sportsman has documented it as one of the most influential center console introductions in the history of the segment. Guides and tournament competitors were on waiting lists within the first year. Every Yellowfin hull uses 100% vinyl ester resin, confirmed by independent construction reviews. The lamination process uses vacuum bagging, pulling resin through the fiberglass under negative pressure and eliminating the air voids that hand lamination produces when quality control varies. It uses Baltec core in the running surfaces. There is solid fiberglass around all through hull fittings. The stringer system is a box design using 2 layers of woven roving with injected foam, fully glassed, and tabbed to the hull and liner. The hull-to-deck joint is through-bolted with 1/4-20 fasteners every 6 inches. There is no organic core material, and no structural water intrusion failures are documented in independent owner records. Every Yellowfin model that followed was built on the reputation the 31 earned in its first 5 years on the water. Number 2. Bertram 54 Convertible. Introduced in 1981 and produced through 1992, the Bertram 54 Convertible had 177 hulls built to a standard the production sport fishing market has rarely matched. The same deep V geometry that made the 31 legendary runs through the 54, with full D-dries carried all the way back to the transom, not flattened out at the stern the way most production hulls compromise. That means the hull cuts through wave energy at every point along its length, reducing repetitive laminate stress across decades of offshore use. The solid fiberglass hull construction was documented at production time as deliberately overbuilt beyond structural requirement, the margin that has kept these hulls sound through 40-plus years in saltwater. Marlin Magazine has documented Bertram 54s from the original run actively fishing across the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and Atlantic seaboard, consistently described by marine surveyors as structurally sound, 177 hulls built, a remarkable number still working. That is the construction record. Number 1. Everglades 290cc earns the top position because of ram cap, rapid molded core assembly process, patented by founder Bob Doherty and used in every Everglades hull ever built. It won the National Marine Manufacturers Association Innovation Award in 1999. Instead of injecting foam after the hull is complete, Everglades pre-molds high-density closed cell foam blocks at 3 times the density of standard flotation foam. Those precision blocks are fitted exactly into the hull cavity, the liner is installed with structural adhesives, and the entire assembly cures into one rigid structure. There is no separate stringer system, no void space, and no wood anywhere in the construction. Vinyl ester barrier coat over knitted biaxial fiberglass laminate. High-density composite transom. Plastic backing behind every interior surface. The result is genuinely unsinkable, even fully flooded. Everglades backs it with a lifetime transferable hull warranty. That warranty only works commercially when the builder has no concern about what a surveyor finds inside the hull decades from now. No other production center console in this size class carries that combination. That is why it is number 1. The construction credentials tell you how the hull was built. The condition of the specific boat in front of you tells you what has happened since. Both questions need an answer before money changes hands. Run a moisture meter across the entire hull bottom. Readings above 12% are elevated, and readings above 15% indicate active intrusion. Trace every fish box drain to confirm it exits overboard, not into the bilge. Check where aluminum contacts stainless for bubbling at the joint. That is galvanic corrosion already running underneath. Ask how the boat was stored. A hull kept on a lift between uses ages at a fraction of the rate of one sitting in a saltwater slip year-round. These 7 models were built to survive that environment for 30 years. Everything else is a variable.